We're going to switch over to the service application here now, and I've been a bit cheeky and we're actually going to do a sales example here, but I think it's really powerful to show you how much you can do with the service agent as well. So we're going to follow Joe Blogs here, and Joe's got a renewal for his mortgage coming up at the moment. And so what we're going to do is we're going to capture the information that we have on Joe, and we're going to ask for his address. In this case, based on this information, we're going to go and call a public database and pull back and double check all the information that we've got around the property. We're going to get Joe to confirm that that is correct. And then we're going to ask, what type of mortgage offer is he looking for? In this case, it's a remortgage. And what that allows us to do is generate, based on the content and the knowledge that we have in the background, the key questions that we need to qualify Joe and give him some example prices back. So in this case, you can see we've got 5 core questions that we might want to ask for a sort of a quick quote of what the kinds of rates might be. So we popped in the relevant information here, and what that's allowed us to do is go and search through our product database and pull back various different offerings that we might have. So in here, we've got a 3-year fixed rate, a 2-year fixed rate, and a 5-year fixed rate offer. We're also double checking to see if there is anything else that maybe Joe would be interested in if he wants to potentially borrow more. And then we're going to double check exactly what we want to do and confirm if we want to move forwards. Now, this is sort of getting us to an agreement in principle stage, but you can imagine, just to give you a flavour of this, you could take this through all the qualifying questions for an agreement in principle. So that's continuing the journey in the same easy, readable format that we have at the moment. Jumping into the back end, I want to show you how this works as well. So you can see we've got our topic here, which is a mortgage inquiry. We've got multiple other topics in here as well. This is my demo org, so there's umpteen different topics around different energy sectors and different clients, but you can see, I think it's really powerful to see how dynamically it can identify, based on the prompts and the instructions we're giving, exactly where we want to pull the information and what journey we want to follow. So you can see here in the middle, as we're asking those questions, you would see the topic selection, the action that's been selected. So the EPC response data, for example, where we're going in using that information to pull back, and the reasoning and the response behind those, which is the most important thing here at the moment. Being able to understand why the agent is making the actions that it is really powerful in how you build these out, and understanding the kinds of journeys that you want to take, and see how dynamically they can select the relevant actions and pull information through. You can see we've got our qualifying questions that we had as part of one of our instruction sets, and you can see here where we've used a flow to go and call our product set. What that flow is doing in the background is it's popping in all the parameters that we gathered through the questions and searching our product database to pull back the relevant products. So we've limited it to 3 as part of the instruction set within that action, but you could pull back as many as you wanted if depending on how readable it is. All that data is not particularly clear in the way that it is pulled back through the flow. It's essentially just a huge line of text, and so the agent has dynamically made sure that this information, when it's being presented back, is clear, so that you can understand the differences between the products, where they start, where they finish, and then continue on that journey from that point onwards. So I think it's a really powerful example of how you can not only use a service agent to answer queries around existing clients, it can pull information and share information with logged in, fully authenticated users that you would decide you might want to share, which can really help your service agents as well. But you can also use it as a sales tool for upselling.
Thank you very much for that, Sam. I think that's super exciting. If we think about the traditional way in which people are, buying things like, going on mortgage comparison sites and they're going through multiple screens and filling things in, I think that conversational way of actually doing business, I think that's going to be, something that's going to I think we're going to see a lot more of that. And I think it's quite exciting. And I think, consumers, if we think about how many kind of mobile phones now that have got AI embedded into them, and consumers are getting used to, just they're testing the water at the moment, they're getting used to it. But I think fairly quickly they will, they'll kind of adopt that, and then they'll come to expect it in terms of their sort of buying experience as well. So very interesting. So hopefully you can start to see with those demos just how these agents can help your business to win more clients and or save time and money and costs. Beside the sales and service use cases we've just demoed, there are so many more possibilities with these new autonomous agents, from having one, for example, sitting on your website as an advisor to new customers, a bit like we've seen here, to employing an agent to power your marketing campaigns. We predict that we're only just scratching the surface of what they can do. So on this slide, we have a few suggested use cases that could provide the quickest wins for financial services sector businesses. So in the first one, imagine if you could make each and every customer feel like you really understand them. Things like preferences, history, and real-time data can all be leveraged by AI agents to suggest services that match the customer's profile. This would be an excellent way to upsell upgrades and cross-sell add-ons that appeal to each customer as well, or perhaps advertise a new service. You could have a customer, for example, that has browsed a particular product or service multiple times, or has historical purchase history. You could provide dynamic offers, just like you would in a marketing cadence, but in real time, relating to the real-time data and interest rates in this mortgage example. A 2018 survey indicated that 80% of people are more likely to buy from a brand they've never used before if there's a special offer. So why not offer incentives that are completely personalized when your agent is interacting with your customers? The second example, so lots of our financial services and fintech customers have referral channels for stakeholders to benefit mutually from providing new leads. We thought that an AI agent could be also, really helpful here, doing things like qualifying leads as soon as the referral is made and streamlining the processes for your sales team. Our final third example here, we've kind of included what we think is a kind of a common frustration for customers. You often find yourself scrolling through pages of disclaimers and lengthy contracts, big websites, or even skipping it completely and not reading the T's and C's. So imagine the increase in customer satisfaction when you can find exactly the information you're looking for in seconds, just by asking, without having to navigate through pages of a website and not understanding in detail the service that, or the product you're actually committing to. I think a number of customer services teams who'd be very happy to know that they would never again have to recount contract termination terms multiple times a day. And I'm sure whilst we've been working through this, you can probably think of many other ways that we could use this technology, particularly in your business. The great thing is, like Secret Escapes are doing, once you have an agent that you've added to your Salesforce org in your business, you can then iterate and add even more of these use cases and agent actions over time. So as we kind of talked about earlier, you've got topics, and then you have the actions underneath them. We can just keep adding and building out over time more topics, more actions, and you can kind of whittle away that list of use cases that you might have, obviously starting with the big wins at the top, and just kind of working down until you've pretty much automated a lot of your processes. I just wanted to take the opportunity to thank you very much for joining us today to come and listen. Please do follow us on LinkedIn to see more upcoming Salesforce and AI content like this. You can use this link to book your free Salesforce AI readiness workshop. So if you scan that QR code there, you can do that. Really appreciate you taking the time out of your day, and we wish you a fantastic rest of the day.
Yeah, thank you very much all. Cheers, bye.
Bye-bye.